Hi, welcome back to the workshop, and today we are looking at Hornby's brand new Class 66 in TT120. Now, Mike, of course, we got to play with a few of these at Getz in 2024, and they were very popular with the crowds, but here we see them in all their liveries, finally available for purchase in TT.
Indeed, and the superb little models these are as well. I think actually a real good step up from what they did with the Class 50 and the HSTs, and actually really nice to see how many detailed differences they incorporated into the tooling suite to make a realistic model of the Class 66.
Absolutely, and arguably, I mean, Hornby already produced a really nice Class 66 in double O gauge, but the tooling on this one takes it to a different level, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the tooling they've got for a double O gauge is the X-Lima model, which they've upgraded with new motor and things like that to it. But this is all brand new tooling from the ground up from Hornby for the TT120's Class 66. And I think actually shows actually just how much detail is possible in this scale for the British market as well.
Now, for people who are already familiar with TT and who model it, what can they expect to find functionality-wise in these models?
Okay, so these are pretty feature-rich. So you've got a choice of either DCC-ready or DCC sound-fitted versions. The DCC-ready versions do have all the functionality built in, but you need a chip to actually access it all. In terms of the DCC sound-fitted ones, obviously you've got the sound functions for a start, so a full set of sound functions on board the decoder. But you also got full control over all the lighting features as well, which is a really nice part of these. So they've got working cab lights, which you can turn on and off with the decoder. They've got switchable head and tail lights, which you can switch off in different arrangements to suit either day mode or night mode. You can also manually turn off the tail lights as well. Mm-hmm. So if your loco's at the head of a train, you can actually couple it up, turn the tail lights off, and it's much more realistic in terms of how it's actually going to operate on a real train. And then you've got a really nice running motor inside of there. You've got twin flywheels, all-wheel drive, all-wheel pickup, all those things you'd expect from a top-quality model.
And I must say, just having the ones running here on the layout, they are very, very smooth. The thing that impressed me, actually, is you turn up the speed on your control, and you get that inertia. It slowly moves off, it warms up, and then it builds up to speed rather than just banging you there.
Yeah, I think that's the nice thing about the TXS sound profile for these as well, is it does give you a really realistic driving experience with them. They've got lots of nice engine mode features in there as well, so you can have some manual notching control in there. You've got all the different horns in there, and with the TXS sound chips as well. If you press the function 2 for the horn and then press it again, you get a different horn each time, 3 times round. So there's 3 horns on each horn button, if that makes sense. So essentially you've got 6 different horn sounds within 2 buttons, which is a really quite a nice feature. Again, it means that each time you press your horn, you're not just getting the same sound all the time, you get something different. So.
No. You are right. The sound profile does sound incredible, and of course the variation of horns is wonderful. I mean, all modelers want that, because otherwise it just sounds a little bit too much the same.
Yeah.
As far as delivery choices here, we've got 5 on the layout. Is this all that's available with running numbers, or is there more?
Yeah, so this is all that's available for the first batch that's arrived at the beginning of 2025. So you've got a choice of 5 different locos. Each one's available DCC ready and sound fitted, like I said. And then with each loco as well, there are actual little detailed differences between each of them. So there's not really 2 locos here that are entirely the same. The closest pair really are the GB Rail Freight blue one, 66714, and the Colas Rail Freight one. They're the closest pair. But working around them, the DB Schenker red one, 66097, that's a standard class 66O, which has got the early marker lights on it as well. That's also got the additional coupling parts on the front for a DB cargo loco, and it's also got the Highland Railway symbol on the side, Highland Stag logo. Mm-hmm. Moving on to the Colas Rail Freight one, that's one of the later modified lighting ones with the larger, rounder lights on them. It's also got the standard roof grills on it as well, and that's basically the same as what you're getting with 66714. Moving on to the other 2 GB Rail Freight locos, 66789 actually started live as a DB cargo, or actually US loco, which is then modified to go into GB Rail Freight service. So again, it's got slightly different light clusters on that. And then finally, 66779 is one which has got the later roof grille on it and the shorter fuel tanks on it with the extra side door into the engine room. So lots of little detail difference between each one of these locos.
And they do look really good. I must admit, I do like the livery of 66779, and of course, being called Evening Star as well. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's a name that everyone knows.
Exactly,
so
yeah.
Now the good news is, of course, these are available for purchase right now from us here at the Key Model Workshop. We have everything you need for TT120. But the important question, Mike, is how much are they selling for?
Okay, so the full retail price for these is $159.99 for the DCC ready ones, and $214.99 for the DCC sound fitted versions. If you buy these from the Key Model World shop, there's a small discount on them. So the DCC ready ones will come to you at $143.99, and the DCC sound fit ones will be $193.99. Plus, we also have plenty of the IFA cargo wagon flats to go with them as well if you want to build up a container train. So,
absolutely, and of course they do look good. And of course, I'm looking forward to the next few months. Of course, Revolution Trains are bringing out wagons for the 66 as well.
They are indeed. Actually, the Revolution Trains JNA and MMA wagons are also now available to pre-order on the Key Model World shop as well, so you can pre-order those with us and start selecting some more trains to go with your Class 66s.
Well, if you are a fan of the Class 66 and Model TT, or are thinking of getting into TT120, then any one of these 5 could very well be for you. And you can read a full review of these models written by Mike over here in HM213, a March 2025 edition of Hornby magazine.
Or alternatively, head over to keymodel.com where you can find our full review online there, plus loads more features about TT120, including how we built this entire layout. Thanks again for watching today, and we'll see you next time.